Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of WWOW Talk. Today is the first episode for 2025. I'd like to welcome everybody and show off my new background slideshow that I put together, my new animation. The microphone I did as a project for Dragus Production, and I came up with even better concepts for it that I wanted to put on my streams. Everything seems to be up and running. I had some issues because of my updates. I went ahead and decided to upgrade to Windows 11, which I don't know why I decided to do, but I did it, and the first thing it did was froze up my computer, and my computer is not a toaster, I'll put it to you that way. So that kind of freaked me out a little bit, but I do have a lot of stuff in my memory which could have been a issue, and rendering 5 videos on Blender at the same time might have been an issue as well. So because I have a lot of things that I need to do, and I don't think things through like I should, but with that being said, it froze it up. Then after that, what happened was, when I finally got my computer up and going again, it had to repair my Windows program so that it could start up, and when it did, all of my audio went nuts. So I basically had to adjust that, and then after that they turn around and wanted to do updates. So it's kind of getting a little hectic with this Windows thing, because I'm constantly being asked to shut my computer down so they can do updates, and every time they do that I have to go in and adjust the audio. So just so you guys know, that's the reason why I like to do my audio tests before every stream, because I honestly endorse that, and I say to anybody who's into the streaming, don't just get on here and stream, so. Oh, there's Mark. Hello Mark, how you doing?
Hi.
What you up to?
Just got back to my place.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was
Cool.
Hey, did you get the notes on everything that I
I had a extremely brief look over them.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can just skim over them as we go, because like I said, it all doesn't have to be into it. You know what I mean? It's just I've got it narrowed down to a lot more, but that's all the information that I know about the subject at hand. So, with that being said, I'll let everybody know what the topic is, or I've said it in before I started recording, but I'll say it again. But this episode is about the Dyatlov Pass incident. It's probably one of the biggest mysteries of the 20th century, to be honest. I'm surprised you never even heard of it.
I may have, but again, I can't recollect.
It's a pretty interesting story. A lot of people have had their opinions about it. You know what I mean? And scientists have always condemned a lot of those opinions, but at the same time, they've never been able to fully explain it. You know what I mean? And this is really interesting. It's actually pretty popular in Russia. They do pilgrimages up there to in dedication to the people who died in it.
I actually did come with a theory there.
Did you?
In relation, well, it's the peak of the Cold War. You've got the Cuban Missile Crisis looming.
Yeah.
Within 2-3 years. World War II ended. Various radiation, nuclear testing been done on. Um, they walked into some sort of military testing ground, and because of the breakup of the Soviet Union and the burning of all papers and stuff, that information is now, or it may be, in a deep archive in the Kremlin.
I know they do have records, but how many of them they've got, they don't know. Because I've heard stories where like ufologists would pay off old KGB agents to
Okay, yeah.
you know what I mean, to gather information about their UFO stuff and stuff like that. I don't know how true that is, but I know that.
Yeah,
that
again, it's all I can't remember. I reckon it's stuck in a FSB. Some documentation is stuck in an FSB drawer in a deep dark archive.
Now,
Kremlin or something.
no, just to bring everybody who's listening up to par on what we're talking about now. The I always have a hard time speaking Russian. Dyatlov Pass incident. It's probably one of the most perplexing, unsolved mysteries of the 20th century, like I said. And what happened is in February of 1959, 9 experienced hikers perished under mysterious circumstances. And this happened in the Ural Mountains of what's now known as the former Soviet Union. Okay? Now, over 6 decades later, this incident continues to captivate the imagination of everybody, from researchers to conspiracy theorists to the general public. I've known about this for a while. It's like I said earlier before you came in, Mark, that I researched this 5 years ago, and a guy on WWOW Talk, or it was either Q&A that John was doing. He was talking in the chat, and he wanted me to talk about it, and I told him back then that I didn't really want to do it at that moment, you know what I mean, because I had a lot of good information on this stuff, and I did a lot of research on it, and it's actually pretty good, but I didn't want to just spill out a whole bunch of stuff without having, you know what I mean, because this is actually a good topic. And I'm really surprised because that nobody else showed up, because I opened up Skype for it and everything, and that's kind of the strange part about all this. This right here was big stuff back in freaking 2000, 2018. But today, man, I mean, you don't what I said. Nobody showed up. I'm like, wow. That's crazy.
I think this probably would be a good subject for the Mark's show.
Being honest, it has a lot of different aspects to it. Like you were talking about your theory with the military and stuff. Okay, it has that. It has cryptids. It could be possible cryptids that were involved. There's military conspiracy, the Cold War. I mean, everything that you would ever want is in this story. It's just completely amazing. It really is. Okay, so now you before we get started, let me also emphasize what I just said. Okay, these are 9 experienced hikers that perished. Okay, and it was mysterious causes. These weren't amateur hikers up in the woods. All right.
These are probably Northern Territory, Norway and stuff. Oh no, how far north did Russia get to during World War II?
Well, Siberia. I mean, this right here is taking place.
So trained military veterans from World War II.
Yeah.
That's all. We only took them about 20 years or less.
Yeah.
15 years.
Now the expedition that was taking place was supposed to be ran by they were students and graduates of the Ural Polytechnical Institute. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before.
Yeah.
Now,
same. Technically, the same organisation that owned the Tetris computer game.
Oh wow! See, that's
back in the day.
Back in the day. So now we have to talk about Tetris, and we got to talk about Pong. You know, it's just these gamers. They need to wake up and realize, you know, that all their games and stuff has been created by the KGB and frickin' DARPA and all these crazy alphabet organizations. You know. It's interesting. Okay, so mostly these students came from there. Okay, they were doing it to earn a grade 3 hiking certificate, which is supposed to be the highest certificate level or it was supposed to be at one time the highest certificate level for the Soviet Union for what they were going into. Now, one of the guys' name was Igor Dyatlov, and he was a 23-year-old engineering student, and he had a really significant trekking experience. He was really experienced, like I said. Like, these weren't amateurs that just were going out to Siberia to explore, you know what I mean? They were trained to do their job, and they were very experienced.
As I said, I would suspect all of them would be special, or wherever was Russia's special forces during World War II and just after.
But there was an older man in there that I want to get to, because he was. Well, there's actually two of them when it comes to Russia that was very. It complicated their investigation, and it caused a lot of cover-up. A lot of people believe that it was a cover-up, I should say. You know what I mean? Because of their backgrounds and what was found during.
What they were true party members and at that time, it was known for commissars, military intelligence officers to join these sort of teams.
That's something that I do want to get into, because that is very important. Now, what happened was on January the 27th in 1959, the group began their expedition, and they started from a town called Vasai, and they were intending to travel like 350 kilometers over rugged terrain and to this day I still don't know exactly where it was their destination was.
Technically, I think that town is actually in Pakistan.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think so, because I remember the movie, or maybe it was a documentary that was talking about that. They had to jump on a train, and then they ended up staying in a town overnight, and that was where the guy Yuri Yudin he fell ill, I believe, no, it was after they left that town. He fell ill.